Hello guys, welcome to another lecture on CS 575. So today we will begin with the topic of clustering. Okay, so it's more of an ML topic, but clustering is very widely used. So let us start our lecture CS 575. So applied time series. So today's topic would be clustering, right? So clustering is something which is very intuitive, right? If you go to a mall, you will see the similar products are clustered together. Or in the simplest case, when you go to a fruit shop, the fruits are basically clustered, right? All apples are together, all mangoes are together, something of that sort. So it comes out to a very natural sorting, right? And if you see, clustering has been there since time memorial, right? Even as a small kid, when we just start recognizing things, the small children actually try to group similar colored items together, right? So if I say you, for example, if I draw this axis, right? So I have some triangles here. Okay, so let me just change the color. Right? So if you see in this particular figure, so we will have something of, let me again change one more color. Let me keep it green. So as you can see, this particular region can set to be of one cluster. So this is cluster type 1, right? And now this cluster can be anything. For example, if you have a set of car, then it may be like a SUV or a highly loaded vehicle or something of that like that are used in F1 races, right? Or maybe it may be a set of fruits. So in fruits, you may have those fruits which are high in vitamin C or which are seasonal in nature, some fruits which are available all throughout the year, something like that, right? And if you see, this can be even a set of countries, right? So hence I'm writing it as cluster type 1. So I can say this is the second cluster and the last one is the third cluster. Now what are the properties of clusters, or why is clustering so important? First of all, if you see, clustering, it's an example of unsupervised learning. So now what do I mean by unsupervised? So for example, in supervised learning, there is a supervision of the set that you are working upon. So for example, let's say you are trying to classify some emails as spam and non-spam. Let's say you are at level 0 and you are just trying to build a spam filter. Okay, so what you will do, so we will try to search for keywords like lottery, jackpot, right? Nigerian email. You will keep all these kinds as something which are most probably belonging to the spam class. Fine. So as a human, or it is taken under supervision, right? You manually check some emails, you manually check this and try to label it. One way also of remembering is like when you write an exam paper, right? So there is a supervisor and all the students basically give the examination, right? So supervision means there is some human element which is involved, or there is someone who is actually labeling, or if the machine is labeling, there is a human which will check for the accuracy of it, see how well it has been labeled, right? So that calls for supervision. And what is unsupervised? So if you see, this is supervised, something to remember, how to remember supervised. Unsupervised is basically there is no supervision, right? So if you see in this particular case, when you see the example of clustering, clustering forms a unsupervised technique, because see, just based on the basis of colors, I could actually identify the different types that are present in this particular graph. So I require no prior information or no prior knowledge of what is the data about or anything, right? So you can have the same data clustered into different kinds, right? On the basis, for example, let's say you may identify, if you take a world map, you can identify the countries as the clusters, right? But if you take a country, you can identify the states as a clusters, right? So clustering is always context specific, fine. So now what is the idea behind or the intuition behind clustering? So what happens intuitively, if you see, so intelligence is the capability of grouping similar objects together. Right, so we all hear the term AI, machine learning, deep learning. So right, when you say AI, so what is intelligence, right? So intelligence is basically the capability of grouping similar objects together, right? So basically all the spam emails should be classified as spam, all the non-spam emails should be classified as non-spam. All similar vegetables to be kept together, non-similar vegetables to be kept separately, right? So what happens in clustering is, so clustering groups unlabeled data in clusters of similar groups. Now, why unlabeled data? Because if you see this particular example, in this particular example, I did not see you what are these triangles, right? This triangles could basically be cars, this can basically be fruits or vegetables or anything. But what happens in clustering? Clustering groups unlabeled data, right? Again, this data was not labeled in clusters of similar group. Now, if you see, I have made 3 clusters here, which I could see from the figure based on the color. So clustering basically tries to group similar objects together, right? And if you see from an AI perspective, sorry, unsupervised learning. So from an AI perspective, the unsupervised learning is more and more important, right? So basically we want that machines should be so intelligent that they can do the job which humans can actually do but will take a lot of time. So the real AI or the real intelligence is basically, trying to make the process in an unsupervised fashion, right? And clustering is one of that techniques. So this was just a basic introduction to clustering. So the rest of the details in the next chapter.